What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the podcast where we look at bold ideas, bold steps, new beginnings, creativity, and immigrant success. Today's episode is special. I'm sitting down with Jamall and Kevin, who have taken a bold step, a bold idea to produce a movie under their own production house called Endless Drives. They are making a mark in the film, movie, or cinema. They are managed by a strong woman, Edwin Boozy, and together this team just premiered a very powerful movie here in Montreal called Pain. But today we shall dig deep on the storytelling, the movie, the purpose, Pain itself, talking about identity and what it really takes to build something from scratch. I'm talking about the company, Endless Drive. So get comfortable. This is more than a film conversation. This is a journey.
Maybe I am. Maybe I am the person I was running from.
Please welcome my guest. For this first part, I'll be talking with Jamall and Kevin. Thank you. Welcome. Now, for people just discovering you for the first time, how would you describe yourselves away from the movies? Or just tell me more about yourselves.
Well, we would describe ourselves as young filmmakers who try to achieve something that some would say is delusional. Like, we always try to push the limit with what we're doing and do different stories, real stories, and stuff that people can relate to on a different level. That's mostly what we do as a team, as drivers.
Yeah, it's kind of in the name, to strive, to reach for something that's bigger than yourself in a way. So that's kind of what the inspiration was from, and that's our goal.
How did you guys actually meet, young guys with the same vision? How did you guys meet?
Well, we met through school, but it's not through him. It's actually through his brother, Dimitri. He's actually in the back. I met in school. I think it was during cafeteria. We just saw each other, and then we started talking. We became friends, and then we became good friends. And eventually, I just started going over, coming over to his house. We play games, and that's when I met his brother.
Yeah.
Was actually at the school too at the time, but that's when I really got to meet him. And yeah, from then on, we became close. And all of a sudden, basically, he came up with the idea and said that he wanted to become an actor, and he wanted to make movies. Me, I was already editing. I had a YouTube channel. I do have a YouTube channel, and he just said, "Hey, let's do something together." I said, "Why not?"
Yeah. Basically, so our first film, Finding Happiness, it came out probably 3 years ago, I'm not sure. But that film was a documentary that I wanted to do about what happiness means, right? And it was basically just asking a whole bunch of different people what that is. And I knew Kevin because we did a video prior that year. And I just came up to him and said, yo, instead of doing this, why don't we just make a movie? And that's what it became. And then from there, we just never stopped. But we had been friends for a while, and we took this journey together.
Do you remember when fame stopped being an interest and the time when you said, this is it, we're going to start something about this?
Well, I would say it was after our second movie, Behind the Mask, because it gave us a different sense of love for the craft, for what we do, because we had never really made a big project, right? And Behind the Mask was significantly bigger than anything we've ever done. And then from there, it was just like, yo, we want to tell stories that are real, stories that people can resonate with, and stories that actually happen.
Right.
Instead of just chasing that fictional, those views. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, in a sense where we want people to know that you go through this and it means something. and we want to put it on film.
Were movies always part of you growing up?
I mean, since I was a kid, since we were kids, we went to go watch movies. That new, even if it could be a superhero movie or a comedy or a film or just, you know, I know some people might not know this, but if you go on TVA Nouvelle and like on Fridays, they used to play these movies during 7 p.m. That's just movies and entertainment has always been a part of our world. And we realized at a certain point that we want to be a part of that world as well.
Yeah.
And make something, contribute something that we could be proud of. Yeah. It's always been there. It's always been there.
For me,
yeah,
I would say I used to watch a lot of Nickelodeon. I don't know if you know, but we used to watch a show called Kenan and Kel, me and my brother, and we would probably like binge watch that like every single day after school, even during school, before school sometimes, right? And just kind of fell in love with that and just movies and just how it made you feel. And then it took a while to realize that I really wanted to do it, but the love has always been there.
This career is very challenging. Is it easy to build a career in this industry here in Canada, in Montreal?
No. It's not. It's very it's most times I would say it's not as rewarding. Like you don't just wake up one day and have that success, right? You have to really be able to have the resilience to know that the art that you want to put out there is worth it, and it's something that people will enjoy and love, and hope for the success.
And not only that, you have to have the passion for it, because the passion and discipline, those are two main factors that come to, especially in the filmmaking world. Because if we weren't born into Hollywood, we weren't born into those big budget, those rich families.
Yeah.
So the fact that we want to make movies is because we know that it's something that we are passionate about. We're passionate about creating art and showing it to a large audience. That's something that we push forward. And eventually, hopefully, we get rewarded. And the fruits of our labor come to fruition.
It's a tough journey. Were there moments that you said, okay, we could just share all this apart and maybe get into music, get into dancing, or get into football? Were there those challenging moments? If they were, how did you overcome them?
I would say for us, I would say definitely, because building something that no one has ever built is really hard, because you don't even know where to start, right? Yeah. And then when you interpret people in there, they have certain expectations, right? For example, this project that we just did, Pain, this was our first time working with real actors. Yeah. Like Behind the Mask, all these different projects we did, it was mostly me and him, This is our first time actually interpreting actors, and they had certain expectations, right? But us, those challenges were just a part of what we do, We don't really take the challenge as, hey, like, maybe we should do something else, because I personally feel like there is nothing else that gives this level of joy, that gives this, there's nothing else that I feel like I would do for free. So, like, this being our first time working with actors, those challenges were definitely there. But
were there moments where you guys thought like we are facing a tough industry, especially as young men growing up?
Each project that we do, we search for ways to push ourselves to get in that level of uncomfortability, because that's the only way that we can grow. Because we know by pushing the boundaries, adding more onto our tasks and our dreams, that's what's going to help us get to that next level. So we have to push the envelope. We have to make ourselves uncomfortable to get to that next level.
Yeah. What is something people don't realize working behind the scenes?
Well, since this was our first time working with a crew, ensemble crew, and actors, there was definitely things that we didn't know before in getting into it. Those certain guidelines and rules that you have to follow while you're running production that we were not that we weren't aware of, but we didn't know every single bit of that. So it was definitely a learning curve, but it was definitely something that we were willing to learn in order to make not only the actors as comfortable as possible, but to make the production go as smooth as it can go. And there was ups and downs. There was a lot of downs, and there were ups, but we're happy that we went through that experience and that we were able to learn and become better because of it.
But One thing I would say to add on to that is that being behind the scenes is really the same experience over and over. You know, like the productions get bigger. There's more equipment. There's more people around, but it's the same thing that we did when we did our first movie together by ourselves, right? It's just a higher level, and a lot more people are asking a lot more questions, but it's always pretty much the same. So I would say being behind the scenes and knowing that, and just going into production with a level head and being the person that people can come to when they're stressed out is our job. So we do.
Okay, now is the time to talk about Pain. Let's talk about the movie Pain. Where did the story Pain come from?
The inspiration, I would say, originally was we wanted to interpret that you can share a connection with strangers and it be stronger than you having a connection with anyone else that you actually know, right? And those connections are not always the same. They're always different because you never know what someone is going through. Originally, Pain was supposed to be a short story, 10 minutes, you know, and it was supposed to take place over the course of one night in a park with 3 strangers, right? And throughout production, we kind of just built the story. Like we realized that we had something that could be bigger and could be better, and we went with it.
Absolutely. Yeah, just like you said, Pain was definitely it's a touchy subject, but it's also a subject that a lot of people relate to. You know, it's emotion that could vary from a variety of things that's going on in your life, and not everyone goes through the same type of thing. So we realized that 10 minutes would not be enough to showcase what we wanted to showcase. So we extended it and we made it what it is now.
Was Pain the first story that you ever felt that this is the story that we needed to tell first? Were there other stories?
Pain. Well, for me, pretty simple. It's the most raw emotion that you can feel. Everybody, day by day, they go through some type of pain, whether it be big, whether it be small, whether it be either a family member passing away or you getting fired from your job. There's different levels to this pain. And it's just something that we knew showcasing on film will be something that the audience could relate to. Simple as that.
Yeah, and also that a lot of those pains, right, a lot of those things that people go through are silent.
Yeah.
Like you'll see someone working in a supermarket today and they could have had the worst night of their life last night and you would never know.
Yeah.
You would go through living your life never knowing that pain, right? So we wanted to showcase that although these pains are different, although they're not the same, they're still the same. You
Comes
know,
from the same place.
It's still pain, you know. We wanted to explore that theme and really make people resonate with that, because a lot of those silent things that you go through, you never talk about, but they're there, you know, and sometimes talking to someone, a stranger, about that can be more powerful than talking to anyone that you know.
So do you think if an immigrant, not only immigrants, if somebody watches Pain, it's like it's going to help the person like come out, talk to people and...
I think if they have pain that they're holding inside of them, I think that it shouldn't be something that they run from. It should be something that they're willing to talk to someone about, because more people understand than you know, and that's part of the reason why in the film there's so many different cultures, you know, because it's like, you know, this person is going through a crazy amount of life issues and this person is going through the same amount, just in different forms, you know. So I think it could really resonate with somebody who is not comfortable talking to people about their certain pains, or feels like they can't come out, whether they're an immigrant or whether they're just a normal person. I feel like everyone can benefit from that, because it's all something that we go through.
Yeah.
Was there a moment during production when you thought like, I'm going to leave this thing, this is the moment, I can't do it anymore?
Plenty of times. There was a lot, like I said earlier, there was a lot of mishaps. There was a lot of scheduling issues, because as you know, with these were real actors. They had other projects as well that they were doing at the same time. So it was more of us trying to learn how to adapt to the scheduling of the actors and to adapt to you know, how to move in high pressure situations. That's definitely something that we learned from that. And you know, we're grateful that we went through that phase because now we know we're ready for anything basically now. We're ready for bigger and better things.
A lot of it is like there were a lot of moments like that with the cast, with the crew. You know, some days there's certain crew members that were available. Some days there's certain crew members that weren't available.
Yeah.
And the actors also coming in with an expectation of us when, you know, we're on this journey too. We're still trying to find our correct footing wherever that is. And, you know, just being those leaders in a sense can sometimes be a bit overwhelming, but it's you know, we think of it as part of our job, and it's something that we have to do. So
The way you guys talk, you're just trying to make it like it's just so easy.
it's not easy. I'll take. The thing is, you have so much to look up to, right? For example, you look at like Ryan Coogler in Sinners, the recent movie that just broke Oscar nominations, like the history books, right?
Yeah.
With 16 nominations. It's like these people are doing it at such a high level. If that's what we aspire to be, then yo, we have to figure out a way to make this easy, because it isn't easy. You know, it's very hard to work with real actors, especially the first time. And us being new to this industry, us being new to having a production company, it's really hard to keep them grounded and also stay grounded ourselves, right? But at the same time, it's like, yo, we want to do this and we want to take this as far as we possibly can. So that being our vision, we just stick to it.
Also,
it helps.
Yeah. Also, it's because we know it's been done before. In terms of pushing the boundaries, you know, a lot of these big budget Hollywood movies, Avengers, think of Avengers, all that.
Black Panther.
It started with our directors starting with a short film, you know, probably 10, 15 minutes. They probably had family members as their actors. You know, no budget, but they had that vision, they had that drive, that passion, and that led to a big studio looking at them, saying, hey, let's turn this into something greater. They picked his project up, gave him a bigger budget, and pushed him to the next level. That's something that we know that it has been done before, and it can be pushed even further now.
So actually, Pain is not your first movie. You had another movie, and Pain is the second. Could you take us or navigate us through the first premiere and this second premiere?
We did actually. We had a small premiere. Actually, that premiere, very funny to say, that premiere was our first premiere, and I think we had probably like 4 people show up, and it was very, it was so, I would say surreal, but it was very like fun to see their experience, to see their reactions to us trying this thing, you know.
4 people.
Yeah,
4 people.
I know for the moment it doesn't seem like a lot, but that was the first time we ever even done a premiere.
Yeah.
And it could kill you. You could just say, I'm done with this. I'm not going to do it. So coming back to this premiere, how was it? Were you not scared that, oh, it might repeat itself again? And this time, how was it?
I don't, personally, I wasn't scared, because I feel like, you know, the amount of work that we put in this project, I'm proud of it regardless, you know. Whether we had 6 people show up to the premiere, I would have been happy. And I would have made sure those 6 people had the best time of their lives, you know. And this premiere was a great outcome for us. I think we had 70 people in that lounge, and it was very, you know, the experience was very fun and nerve-wracking also to be the one on screen and be the one directing the film and all that different stuff and looking at the reactions. But that's what we do it for. You know, it's for the people. It's for those reactions. That's what we live for. We make the projects for them.
And to come back to that point of that nervous feeling that we were feeling, we feel it every time that we write a script, we come with an idea, we run auditions, we shoot on the dates. There's always that nervous feeling that I get, but it's an excited feeling. It's a feeling I'm like, okay, we're getting to the next level. We're pushing something here, and we're doing something that we love. So I love that feeling. I invite that feeling every single time.
So what made you guys decide to start your own movie production company instead of waiting for like a permission, or instead of waiting for a major house to see what you guys are doing and say, okay, can we guys produce you? What boosted you guys to decide to take up this initiative to run your own company?
So our company is Starvers Inc. Productions. It's basically a becoming media company that we're getting from the ground. We already have a manager on board with us that's helping us through the day by days. And yeah, it started off with our first movie, but then afterwards we're trying to expand, not only in film but in other avenues that require media and production. It's something that we want to become as big as it could possibly be. So yeah.
Yeah, it's like our slogan is delusional achievement, right?
Yeah.
So we want to push people to try to achieve something that's bigger than themselves, and also just do what you feel. Do what you feel like you would do for free. Do what you feel like is gonna work out in your favor. Like if you have something you love, don't wait, because you don't know that anything is promised for tomorrow. You don't know what's gonna happen. So the best thing to do is to really chase that dream of yours that you have. So our company is mostly just focused on that, and also trying to establish ourselves within the industry, trying to become a name in the industry is something that we really
Even if
wanna
they
do.
do call us delusional, like we'll never make it, we're still gonna try. We're still gonna do it anyways. You know.
Thanks a lot for you guys taking your time to stop by. Let's discuss about your movie Pain. I appreciate you guys, what you guys are doing. I mean, I'm happy that you guys are committed into it, encouraging other younger people, immigrants, to actually, look into this direction and don't think only about the big movie houses or production companies that are outside there. You guys are actually creating a pathway for that younger guys to come in. As I said, this podcast is going to be in two sections. The second section is going to be with me talking with their manager. Thanks for watching. Keep watching. We continue to discuss Pain. I just spoke with the producers and directors. Now I'm talking with your manager. She manages Endless Drive.
Actually, I represent Endless Drive Management, but I manage Strivers Inc. Productions.
It's very complicated. Could you highlight that? Dig deep into it. Let me understand.
Sure, it's a little bit complicated, but Strivers Inc. Productions is the productions actually that's behind the movies, behind the editing, behind everything. Let's say all of the work they behind it. But let's say beside it all, I stand behind them. The resilience,
Yeah.
the sacrifice, the pushing. So that's where Endless Management come, okay, to make sure that they stand there and do everything that they supposed to do. So yes.
And you're not only managing, but your son is one of them.
Yes, actually. I manage Kevin and Jamall.
Jamall.
But not just that. Endless Drive Management actually was like created just not just for like film productions.
Yeah.
So let's say anybody that has like a visions, if you believe in your visions and you want to go somewhere, so that's what we're there for. Because we're there to support you when you feel like you by yourself, then there's no way to go, don't know what to do. So we there to like guide you from step one to step, let's say the infinite step. That way you can get to where you're going. But let's say the discipline has to be there. Not just that, you have to believe in it. So once you believe in it and once you have the visions, so we make sure that we take you somewhere with Endless Drive.
So let's take a deep look at the connection between Pain and Endless Drive.
Okay, Pain and Endless Drive. So let's go deep into the movie. So with that movie, actually, we wanted to like in the movie, you will see emotion, you will see sacrifice, then you will see really what people really are living. So it's like that's a movie that you can watch. It might not be resonate with you, but it will with someone because it's like it's what's really happening in real life. So Pain, it's about like resilience, what other people's going through. It's like it's I think we have to watch it because it will like relate to you some way or relate to someone that is like close to you. So not just Pain, it's like every movie, every script that they do, because everything that they do and actually runs by me. So there's a meaning to it. So it's like it's what's really going on in life, not just like with everybody, every culture, the black community. It's like we really try to not like leave like a like create something like that we can't imagine, but it's something that real. That's the reality that we give in a script.
So when we talk about Pain and the management company, the company come after Pain, or the company was there and then saw the vision of Pain?
The company actually was there since the beginning. Not just like through Pain. We've been there since Finding Happiness, since the beginning, the little step. Since they talk about the first premiere when we had only 4 people. So I was there
You were
with
there?
them. Yes,
Yeah.
I was actually. And it's like through Take and Tin, we were there until today. We could stand and see that, okay, we are going somewhere and we're still pushing it. And I'm there actually to push them until they get to where they want to go, because the vision is really big. And it's not just for them as in like young actor, black actors and directors that want to make it, but that's for everyone else that has a vision. If they want to go somewhere, then we here. We will support and assist. And but one thing that we ask, it's like you have to believe the dedication has to be there. Then it's like the whatever that we see missing, we will try to see if we can like implement that in you, that way we can go somewhere.
So what do you want people to take from the movie and the company
Okay.
when they hear about it?
From the movie itself, it's like take what is for you from the movie. And if I go into details about the movie, it's like I will spoil it from people going to watch the movie.
Yeah.
But it's like inside Pain, actually, they have like multiple story in just one movie. Pain itself, let's say if they wanted to split Pain, it would have been probably 3 or 4 movies, because in Pain we have like 2 or 3 or 4 different life that people are living that's inside Pain. What's going on in that black house, that white house, that family house? What are they going through? And it's like when you go watch that movie, take what's yours. And one thing that we trying to, like in Pain itself, seize the moment. Because life itself, it's the moment that you see, the moment that you have, that's what you have. So seize the moment. Then in Pain, you will see why. Because it's like once you believe in your visions and you know you have a visions and you know you can create something, don't wait for the moment actually to be beautiful for you to seize it.
Yeah.
Seize the moment.
So after the premiere, if someone wants to watch the movie, where do you go to?
Actually, they have a channel on YouTube, and I think it's the Strivers Inc. Productions, and you will see the TS, and I believe it will be under your.
Yeah.
And we have actually from Instagram, if they want to reach out, Facebook, they have TikTok as well, if they want to. And another thing, while I'm here, I could also say it. We do have other project that we'll be working on, as far as the management company itself. So we have a talent show that will be coming for people that feel like you have a talent and you want to go somewhere, and you think you that can take you somewhere. As long as you believe in it, you want to go somewhere with it. So reach out to us, okay? And they have like other project where we're going to cast other people. Like if you feel like you're an actor, even if it's the first time and you never done it before, you never taken acting class before. so they can definitely be part of it. Let's say once we put like the project that we have, and if you're interested, you want to be part of it, you can just auditions. Then
So talking about you managing talent, is there a particular age that you manage so old people like us too can come?
okay, let's say we're gonna look at age is a number. Okay,
Yeah.
age is a number, and as far as we support creative people. Let's say if you were an artist, you could do art, like some beautiful art. So and you have nowhere to showcase them. So we make sure we work for you in that department. And if you're an athlete as well, and let's say you want to grow, as long you, let's say if you start with a club, then you just don't know the step on what to do, what combine to go to, then what to do next. So we also manage that. And as far as let's say people with small business as well. Let's say if you have a small business, then you don't know what to do. You feel like I'm lost. I don't know what step to take. And when things are tough, you don't know what to do, and it's like you did not have a plan. You just have the money and create a business and don't know anything else. So that's where we come actually to make sure that to make you feel confident enough to move forward and to make sure that that business take off and go somewhere.
All what you are saying is very powerful and very rich, comes with a lot of skills. Are these skills coming in from Africa or from the Caribbean? Where your roots? I'd like to know a bit about you.
Actually, I was born in Haiti, so I'm Haitian. So the to talk about my culture a little, yes, that come from, because where we came from actually, it makes us a little tough because we've been through it all. And working hard, it's like whether you come from the Cameroon, Nigeria, Haiti, it's like working hard. That is us, and we believe in working hard, and we believe by working hard we're gonna go somewhere. Then even if when people don't believe in what we're doing, we know it will take us somewhere. Then we can get somewhere with it. We will push it. The resilience. Actually, I could say I got that from my roots because I grew up seeing my mom and dad working very hard. It's like, and sometimes even coming to Canada, as an immigrant, you still have to work hard. And it's like starting, for example, with two jobs. Let's say if you have school, then you have to take care of a household, take care of your kids, then also pushing your dream. It's not easy.
And to go through that channel, you must experience pain. So I just wanted to ask, all these countries from your roots. I mean, you mentioned your roots. Can we see some of that painful aspect in the movie?
In the movie, I will say yes. I will say yes, but it's like the movie actually was not based really on the culture.
Yeah.
And by just talking to you, that's already an aspirations, just to push them probably to come up with something like that. But it wasn't like really based on the culture, but it was like basically based on like the emotional part, some part of you, that some stuff that you're going through where you keep that inside for yourself, by yourself, where you have no one else actually. And it's like it's when the worst of worst happens. So that's when other people.
When we look at the country, they say Canada is a country that gives a lot of opportunities to whoever is there. Managing these young guys, is it an easy task as compared to someone who is a Canadian? I mean, just running your company, is it easy?
I will say it's like nothing is easy, but I'm not gonna say like Canada, that's a place where you have like more opportunity. So it's like it's the land actually of opportunity, but it's not like as a black company or as a white company, as a Canadian or immigrant company. So I believe it's the structure that you have, and it's the discipline that could tell you if you are going somewhere. So just look at it simply because I'm in a lane of opportunity. I'm going to make sure I move by discipline and do everything that's required, every sacrifice necessary. That way I can go somewhere. then I guess you will go somewhere. But as far as like being an immigrant, it become harder when you put that when you take that sticker and you just put it on you. But I guess it's like your education, your we have to move a certain way as being an immigrant simply because let's say with the minority. But I believe in the structure, the discipline, the visions that can take anybody anywhere.
One last message to whoever wants to watch Pain.
Whomever want to watch Pain, remember we have a channel on YouTube, and you could look down below, and click on the link, then go watch the movie. We will appreciate it. Thank you so much.
This conversation really stayed with me today. What I love about today's guests is that they are not just making films, they are creating space, telling honest stories, and proving that you don't have to wait for permission to build something meaningful. Make sure you check out their film Pain, follow the journey, and keep an eye on endless drivers and strivers, because this is just the beginning. Before we go, I want to say a big thank you to Mr. John Taku, who is the one running behind the cameras, making sure that we have all the images. I can't do it all alone. I always work with him. Thank you very much, Mr. John Taku. Please don't forget to like, share, and most importantly, subscribe. Thank you. Have a blessed day.